Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Thursday, April 2nd, 2015, around 6 in the morning in Belleville, Massachusetts. Gonna be a great spring-like day today. Highs in the upper 50s, which is good. Some news to report. The Boston Celtics beat the Indiana Pacers by the score of 100-87. The Celtics are like a half game out of the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference of the NBA, and also Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins scored his 300th career goal in the NHL. That's about it on the news. My second video subject of the day is about the classic TV game show Jeopardy. This blog is about the current version of Jeopardy that's been on the air since 1984 in syndication, hosted by Alex Trebek. Jeopardy was created and produced by Merv Griffin, who was a famous talk show host and a game show host. The original version of Jeopardy lasted from 1964 through 1975, and they had a revival in 1978 through 1979 on NBC and syndication, hosted by Art Fleming. The idea to revive Jeopardy came as the success of Merv Griffin's other big game show hit, Wheel of Fortune, which debuted in syndication in 1983 and became the most popular game show hit in syndication history. And once Wheel of Fortune became a big hit in syndication, Merv Griffin decided he was going to revive Jeopardy as a game show. And he originally asked the original host of Jeopardy, Art Fleming, to host the new version of Jeopardy, but Art Fleming worked for the KMOX radio in St. Louis, and he also said in an interview years prior, before his death, that the new version of Jeopardy was going to be too glamorous, too Hollywood, and too high tech, so he passed on it. And Merv Griffin tapped Alex Trebek, who was famous for hosting High Rollers and Double Dare and Battle Stars, as a host of Jeopardy. And they shot 2 pilots of Jeopardy in December of 1983 using the old set of Jeopardy, like when they pulled down the hand cards and had the dollar amount from $10 to $50 in the first round for the answers, and $20 to $100 for the second round and stuff. And also Final Jeopardy the same, still using the daily doubles. But Merv Griffin did not like the first pilot because he said it was kind of too outdated, so they ordered a second pilot, and this one had like the computerized version of the screens and stuff, and the contestants wrote down their Final Jeopardy questions on like computers and stuff, and Merv Griffin liked that one, so he ordered it. And on September 17th, 1984, in syndication, Jeopardy returned with Alex Trebek as the host and Johnny Gilbert as the announcer. And Jeopardy was played the same, with 3 contestants battling it out to win the game. First round for the single Jeopardy round was the question values went from $100 to $500, and hidden around those like questions were daily doubles. That's 10 times the amount on the original version. So inflation. And the gameplay, the first round ended when all the questions were reviewed or a buzzer went off, and then they went into double Jeopardy, and then the same thing. It was 10 times the amount for the double Jeopardy questions, $200 to $1,000. The original one was $20 to $100, which that's inflation. And then there was 2 daily doubles in this Jeopardy round. Some of them were video daily doubles, which they didn't have a video daily double in the original version, or audio daily doubles. And gameplay was continued until all the questions were revealed and the buzzer was rang, and then they played Final Jeopardy, and only positive scores advanced to the Final Jeopardy round. if they were zero or had negative, they would be eliminated. They wouldn't participate in Final Jeopardy, and the Final Jeopardy question was revealed, and contestants could put like little or all their wagers in, and the win with the contestant with the most money would return, and the other two contestants who appeared on Jeopardy would win like a package of lip gloss or like candy or like complimentary trips. Usually they get the lip supply gloss and the candy for the rest of for 1 year and stuff like that. And contestants could play a maximum of 5 times. Once they reached a maximum of 5 times, they were automatically qualified for the year-end Tournament of Champions, which became very, very popular in Jeopardy. And over the years, Jeopardy, this version of Jeopardy had like teen tournaments, college tournaments and stuff, and celebrity Jeopardy and stuff. The ratings of Jeopardy in like the 1984 first year were not that superb. Some like TV markets had Jeopardy on at the late night or overnight hours, which hampered that like potential good great ratings. Alex Trebek actually was a producer of Jeopardy for about 3 years because he wasn't making as much money for his salary at Jeopardy, and he wanted to supplement that, so he became a producer. But after the second, third year, Jeopardy's ratings became very, very great, and usually now Jeopardy is usually paired with Wheel of Fortune at back to back at the 7 to 8 o'clock hours on many TV stations and stuff like that. And Jeopardy continued to get popular in the 80s and 90s. They were like computer games with Jeopardy, board games with Jeopardy. They had like contestants try out with Jeopardy all over the United States and stuff. And then Jeopardy became real popular. There was about maybe 10 to 20 movies that Alex Trebek made a cameo appearance as himself while the movie was playing Jeopardy. It just got real popular and stuff like that. The 90s became the decade that Jeopardy became big in pop culture and stuff. Everybody was playing it online and stuff like that. The tournaments and stuff, they had more tournaments like international tournament for Jeopardy, and they had like another like $1 million challenge for Jeopardy. And like in the summer of 1990, ABC on Saturday nights had like a 13-week series over the summer called Super Jeopardy, which they invited the top money winners from the first 6 years of Jeopardy and syndication. And a couple of them were contestants on the original one with Art Fleming, and they had like a tournament where instead of they playing for like dollars, they played for points, and each contestant who won that game will go into the final round for like a potentially like $500,000. It was just a summer series. It was the only time that Jeopardy was in this version of Jeopardy was on a network and in prime time and stuff. And Jeopardy continued until like it's like in 2001 they had a lot of changes. They kind of doubled up on the questions, the answers for like how much value it was. The first round they had like $200 as the first round, $200 to $1,000, and then $400 to $2,000. And 2001 also they added like more computer graphics and stuff like that. And then a very surprise thing in 2001-2002 Jeopardy season, Alex Trebek shaved his famous mustache and stuff like that, and that was a big thing. And the continuation of Jeopardy continued with becoming more and more popular. The 2003-2004 season, Jeopardy waived its 5-day thing. Like a contestant could be on Jeopardy as long as they want until they lost, which was a good rule, because in 2004 there was a contestant from Utah named Ken Jennings. He appeared on Jeopardy 75 times in a row without losing, which was a record. He won well over $2 million, became a pop culture icon and stuff. That's amazing and stuff like that. Also, they had the first ever computer versus human game on Jeopardy, which was pretty good and stuff like that. Jeopardy continues on to this day. It's in its 31st year. Alex Trebek is still going strong, hosting Jeopardy, and he'll be hosting Jeopardy for many more years, I hope, until it's no longer to be able to do it. And this version of Jeopardy, the one since 1984, had a few spin-offs. They had a spin-off called Jep, which was for kids, which was shown on the Game Show Network in 1997, and they had for like 3 years on VH1 Rock and Roll Jeopardy, hosted by Survivor host Jeff Probst, and that gameplay format was a little bit different. They played for points and stuff, and then Final Jeopardy, whoever won a nice prize package and some money. And they have Sports Jeopardy on Crackle, on an internet service hosted by Dan Patrick, which is a big hit online. But I'm very surprised that that Sports Jeopardy's not like on a sports network and stuff, and this and that. Jeopardy is produced by Sony Pictures Television, along with CBS TV Distributions. Merv Griffin sold his company to Sony Pictures in 1986 for over $200 million, but he kept the executive producer and creative consultant for Jeopardy into the day he died and stuff like that. And everybody loves Jeopardy. It's probably one of the 5 most popular game shows of all time. And they also now use cue cards for like certain clues and stuff. And this version of Jeopardy is very superb and awesome. It was the original one was kind of, a good hit, but this one went through the roof. Just like sometimes the original version of game shows, they're good in the first version, but the second version, they're awesome. See, like The Price is Right and a few others, and Match Game. And Jeopardy is here to stay forever. It's probably going to be one of those TV shows that never gets canceled, ever. And we were fortunate if, when Alex Trebek retires, they'll probably have a new host, because I cannot see Jeopardy not being off the air, because it's just too popular and people love watching it. Okay? Well, I'll be back later on today, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're going to get 2 more video blogs. First video blog will be about the history of the WWF from the 50s through to 1983. Going to talk about the Capitol Wrestling and WWF, which was owned by James McMahon. Tell you the history about that up to 1983, when Vincent Kennedy McMahon bought it from his father. And the final video blog of the night will be about Heather Locklear. Have a good day, everybody. Bye now.